It's day 37, guys, of Lessons from My Mom's Camera. If you're new here, my mom used to record these challenges that she would do. This cycle is a 77-day challenge where she would pursue a goal of waking up early and taking a walk before breakfast, checking her phone and coffee, and while she's at it, she shares a wonderful thought for the day for us beautiful souls to experience now in 2026, because this first cycle, she did it back in 2018. She passed away in 2024 from lung cancer, and this is me looking at life through her lens. Let's see what her message is.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to day 37 of my 77-day challenge. That means you just have 40 more days to go. And our food for thought for the day comes again from John Maxwell. I guess I'm on a John Maxwell extravaganza. Food for thought for today is, if we are growing, we will always be outside our comfort zone. And a dear friend, Julie, I know she doesn't like nevers and always, and here we are again with another always for today's food for thought. And I do agree with her generally, usually, that using always, never, all the absolutes don't really quite work. But I think sometimes we can allow authors to have their license, their poetic license, because this statement would lose its power if John Maxwell had said, if we are growing, we will usually, or most of the time, be close to or outside our comfort zone. I mean, blah, that would be just so ineffective. Or if that doesn't even deliver the message yet, think about the Star Trek mantra. Most of us know to boldly go where no one has ever gone before. Well, how would that have sounded if it had been to boldly go where, based on current knowledge and information, no one has ever gone before? I guess there would never have been the Star Trek following or aficionados all around the world. But anyway, so Julie, hats off to you. However, the food for thought today will again have an absolute always. Let me say that again. If we are growing, we will always be outside our comfort zone. And I mean, I was thinking, what would be a great example of that? We all have examples in our lives, but I was thinking of just a very visual example. I remember, I mentioned this I think the other day or yesterday, when I was learning how to drive. It was just so scary. Just to get inside the car was like scary, and then to turn on the ignition key, that was so scary. It was way outside my comfort zone. And then to start driving around the parking lot, inside the parking lot, but to start driving at 10 miles per hour, that was outside my comfort zone. And then finally to get on the road, a very quiet side residential road, that was still outside my comfort zone. I kept on pushing, and finally the day that I got on the freeway, I was like, gosh, this is so outside my comfort zone. I am so scared. In fact, that entire process of learning how to drive, I think I lost about 3 or 4 pounds just from the sweating and the tension, and I wasn't eating because I might throw up when I got so scared. And I know many of you are listening and saying, really, you were sweating, terrified? And yes, comfort zone. But I grew, I learned, I progressed, and I can't believe it. Nowadays, my challenge, my growth is learning to stay within the speed limit and not go so far above that I would flag a cop or a radar and end up getting a ticket. So we grow, we constantly grow. So think about things in your life that you were so scared of before, that were so outside your comfort zone, and then before you know it, as you push and push and push and continuously go outside your comfort zone, then your comfort zone keeps on stretching. It keeps on getting larger and larger and larger until eventually what used to be so uncomfortable when you started learning is now within your comfort zone. And then of course, if you want to continuously grow, then you push again and you go outside your comfort zone again, and then you grow some more. Isn't that awesome? Well, actually now I'm gonna go push myself. When I first started doing this walks up the hill, if I could just simply do it, that was fine. And then I started saying, okay, I need to do that in 15 minutes. And then I did, and I was like, and then, okay, I need to try and do that. I need to do that within 12. And then I got that. And then I was pushing 11. And lately I've been aiming to go below 11, constantly pushing outside your comfort zone. And enough of that. Think about that for today as I head out and enjoy if you're having a beautiful Sunday, if you're over here on my side of the world, or if you're over on the other side, then it's a Monday, start of the week. So wherever you are, whatever time of the day of the week you're having right now, enjoy it. Talk with you again tomorrow.
It's so funny when she said whatever day or time of the week, because, yeah, Mom, it's 8 years later. She recorded this on June 22, 2018, and it's June 26, 2026, Mom. So, oh, July. She recorded this in July, and it's June 26, 2026. Oh. For the 21 TikTok followers and the 2 people here on YouTube, or whoever gets to watch it up until this point, I just find it amazing that the messages or the thought of the day that she records or she shares are the exact messages that I need to hear on that day. I don't know if you notice, maybe not, but I noticed that I've been low energy. Right before I recorded this video, I was crying, just feeling overwhelmed, feeling like I'm questioning if I'm doing the right thing or if I'm moving forward in life. What am I doing in life? All those big questions. I know all of us get to that point at some time in our life. And like what we talked about the last time is like at the core of it all is fear. And I miss being that person who just does it because it's fun, because I just want to find out, because I just want to, I'm feeling playful, I want to find out, nothing to lose. I'm like, so if I fail, so if I look stupid. I don't know what happened the past few years that I'm not sure if it's my morale or my esteem or confidence is kind of shot. Maybe let's start the 2-minute timer because I'm going to start yapping. When you're constantly growing, or when you're ever growing, then you're always outside of your comfort zone. I'd like to think that when one door closes, or when life actually serves you a different plate, that's your comfort zone kicking you out. When one door closes, that's your comfort zone kicking you out. And in the season of my life, when all the doubt and I feel confidence just eluding me, maybe it's a nice reminder to realize that I'm growing, and the bounds of where I would find balance before, I would reach out, and the bounds of my, capacity would be palpable because these are what I'm familiar with. And now that I'm stretching and I'm growing, I can't I can't feel the edges of what I'm used to. I guess that's a good thing, because that means I'm stepping outside and I'm moving the boundaries of what I know I'm capable of doing. It's just so easier said than done when they say, I know it's terrifying. I know the thoughts cross your mind. What if I fall? What if I fail? And I've actually created a spoken word piece about that. What if I fall? About my darling, what if you fly? Sometimes it's when we act despite fear that we feel most alive. And it doesn't get any easier. But I guess we just do it. There's my 2 minutes. If I were to wrap that up in a 2-minute impromptu, I guess that would be good. But what would be the alternate option, right? I guess that's where I'm at. What would be the alternative, Kai? Seriously, what would be the alternative? The feeling of staying stuck, trapped, this looming cloud over your life that nags you and constantly whispers, you know you're meant to do something else, or you know you're meant to do something greater, or you know you're meant to have joy, right? Or have fun and play in your life. That's the alternative, that you're just sitting and waking up every day knowing that everything that your life has in store for you is on the other side of fear. Just gotta take the next step, and the next, and the next. Okay, well, thank you guys for sharing this space with me and my mama today. I hope these messages spark a fire in you too, or at least brings you comfort that you're not alone in this journey. Me and my mama are with you. I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 38. Bye.